I swear I'm gonna botch this name too. Is it Niantic?
Niantic. Yeah, Niantic is
Niantic.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. So it's quietly using your Pokemon Go data to train large-scale geospatial AI models. I can define for you like 5 words
Okay.
in that sentence.
You want the breakdown of what this
Yeah,
is?
what is this?
Okay, this is crazy. Okay, so you've got Google Maps and Apple Maps and whatnot for you, a big map of the whole world. So we've got that to one side, and on the other side, you've got things like Chat GPT and all the other AI models where you sit down and type it a question and it gives you a text response or an image response. Niantic has been working on a way basically to combine those two things. So what they have is an AI model of the world, specifically focusing on places that you can't drive to. So inside buildings, inside homes, and the like. What that means is they can do simple queries, just like you would do with ChatGPT, and say, who is likely to be, what specific person is likely to be in what specific location with other specific people at a specific time, and gain huge amounts of data based on that. And they're doing it by grabbing information from people playing Pokemon Go. And it sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory, but what there really is they've created a system where people walk around with their phone in front of them, right? So they've got their phone held up in front of them, the camera facing out, and the camera can see everything that you see. And then they use basically image analysis to create pseudo 3D models of everything. So if you play Pokemon Go in your house, in your restroom, at your place of work, then Niantic now has a massive database of all of those locations. Who might be there with you at any given time, who's been there with you in the past, who's been at those locations previously, and who might go there in the future. It's essentially a treasure trove of intelligence information. And the CIA actually funded this. So what's crazy is that when the company that became Niantic was first founded, it was seed funded by a organization called In-Q-Tel. And In-Q-Tel is an investment firm that's owned by the Central Intelligence Agency. And the guy who created In-Q-Tel invested in Niantic and now sits on the board of directors of Niantic, was so loved by the CIA for doing this that he received many different like CIA director medallions and gold awards and whatnot, was just showered with praise. The CIA loves Pokemon Go to the point where they've given awards, huge amounts of awards to the investing into it. And that raises the question, why on earth would the CIA want to use a Pokemon video game to spy on American citizens? But they are. And what's crazy, I have to toot my own horn for a second here, because I got called a conspiracy theorist on this one for years. I reported on this back in 2016, and I went on a couple of TV shows. I went on radio shows across the country talking about this. And I got called every conspiracy theorist synonym word. I was a nut job, a wacko. And now it's come out that, everything about that was 100% right. This isn't a conspiracy theory. In fact, Niantic is advertising it now and saying, how cool is it that we did this? Isn't it neat? We've been doing this all along. We've been stealing your data the whole time. It's absolutely wild. It's crazy.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad I never played Pokemon Go, but
and I should point out that this has nothing to do with Nintendo, the main parent company of Pokemon, and it's not developed by the Pokemon company. Niantic is a separate company that has a license for the Pokemon characters. So it's a completely separate thing from Pokemon stuff. So if your kids play Pokemon cards, unrelated, you can still feel okay about it.
Okay, maybe you can expand also this In-Q-Tel background, because Wells Mortensen, again, thanks for the tip. In-Q-Tel is financing Facebook in its earliest stages as well. Reason I have never signed up. Where else is In-Q-Tel? Where else do they have?
In-Q-Tel invests all over the place. So primarily what In-Q-Tel invests in is mapping technologies. So you can kind of imagine It's the CIA, the NSA, and the National Geospatial Agency are the primary financiers of In-Q-Tel, which I should point out, In-Q-Tel is just the word intel for intelligence with the letter Q put in the middle of it after the James Bond character. That's the origin of their name. And the whole point of it is to invest in corporations in the United States that are building things that could be beneficial to the national federal intelligence agencies. Some of that includes things like data collection, and that includes investing in social media companies, data algorithm companies, lots of algorithm companies for managing and munging data together. But a lot of it is mapping technologies, like specifically because of Pokemon Go, things like where they can map the insides of people's homes, or the insides of buildings, places that you can't simply map by driving a car down the street, which is how Google Maps and everyone else does it. That's most of what they invest in, and they invest a lot in dozens and dozens and dozens of companies over the last few years.
We're cutting our teeth today on tech, and if you don't want your teeth to break while we're doing it, then you should go get this fermented cod liver concentrated butter oil blend that I have been taking for over a decade. I use the cavities all the time. Go to the dentist, more cavities, more fillings. Finish up, next 6 months, I go back in like I was supposed to, more cavities, more fillings. All right, I was vitamin D deficient. This stuff is amazing. Fermented cod liver oil and concentrated butter oil blend. I get the cinnamon tingle flavor. My kids take it. I tell them their teeth will fall out if they don't. So now they line up. And it's just a great product. It's good for your brain if you've got autoimmune issues, joint problem, chronic fatigue, all that kind of stuff. And Green Pasture is an amazing company. They do all their sourcing just top of the line. They ferment the cod liver oil so it's much more bioavailable, and they mix it with a high vitamin D butter oil from cows on spring grasses. They're a completely free speech oriented, health freedom oriented company. I could not say anything. I really like, I love them as just a company. I've been a customer of theirs for many, many years before they became a partner of the show. So go to greenpasture.org, use promo code Allison at checkout, Allison with one L at checkout, for 10% off.